Hello friend, सबको नमस्ते. So today in this video we will make a image classification telegram board, and this in this board we will use two type of weights file. First is of cat and dog versus weight file, and the second file is of flower. In flower we have a class names like dandelion and daisy. Okay, let me first show you how our telegram boards look like and how it's working. So let me run this Python file. Open your telegram web on a web browser and type start. Okay, it will give you two button, dog and cat and dandelion daisy model. Which model you want to select? I want to select dog and cat. It will display this. Let me first select one image of dog. Okay, it's showing dog. Let me select one image of cat now. Let me select this one. See, this way our port is working. Now you can select a different model of flower. It's a and then do a classification. So let me now explain you each and every line how it's working. Okay. For that, let me comment this whole thing so that I can explain you that which function is coming first and which function is coming at end. So let me comment it. The first step in which we will do is to create a telegram port, or you can see to first step is to generate a token ID. For that you have to go here and search for board father. You will get this. Click on this and type here help. Click on new board. Type your board name. I want to name it image capital CLS. Okay, copy it and enter it. Now you have to select a username which you want. It's up to you that you want it of the same as a board name. I want the same, but make sure that last three character will be board. Click enter. I think his name is taken already, so I will type this and 3540. It's not your board name, it's a user ID, so don't worry, it will not display on a telegram board name. Okay, lava, make sure the last character will be board. Okay, now it's generated token ID. It's basically the important ID which connect your python file with the telegram board. Copy it and go to your code and replace it. Okay, paste it here. This is your first step. Now we have to create a start function. Okay, so this is a no, first step is this line. Okay, so here we are using application package for connection of python file with the telegram board, then the builder function, then passing the token ID, then build. Basically it's connect your telegram board with your python file, and this app variable will act as a reference of your board. Now to create a start function you have to use app handler command handler package. Whenever person type /start, this start function get activated. Here start is basically the function name. Okay, so we will move up. So this is the start function which get activated when a person type start, and you can see that this is the data which I have this data is a dictionary where I will given the one has unique ID for each model, and each model have two keys, class names and weights name. Class name basically uh, the classific on which the classification had performed, dog and cat, and in class name of flower we have a dandelion and daisy. Okay, this is are the weights name of them. So in start function we have two parameters, update and context. You can see that I am not using the context here, but it is the default structure of the telegram board that even you do not use a context in your function, but you have to initialize it, or you have to give in you have to initialize it in a parameter, because it's a default structure. It's a default structure of a telegram board. Now let me tell you the use of this context is basically the you can see it is a it's a toolbox which have a different tool. That tools like you can store the specific chat of your telegram of your board, and you can add a reminder in a telegram board. In this in this Telegram board creation, we will use the context to save the model ID. Okay, now how we can do it, let me tell you. But before that, let me change something. It's you will get confused that what is this a long thing it is. Let me make it callback context. It is simple that for explanation. Let me first import it. So I have replaced that callback default type with the callback context. Okay, it's up to you that what you want, but just for the easiness, as for the explanation part, just I will use callback context. Okay, but I am not using it in an entire function. Now see what is happening here. This what is happening here for this explanation. I've already make a helping code. So let me go there. This is my helping code, which I will through which I can explain you what is happening here. Okay, this is the same thing. Telegram. Select. Let me select the kernel here. Select the virtual environment which I had created. Okay. So now let me run it. Now this type the data is different. So let me copy it. Copy and paste it here. So according to that only, it will create the buttons. See, let me run it now. We are iterating over the data. See, this button basically give me the list of all the button which I have to display on a Telegram board. See, this which button I am talking about? These buttons. These buttons. Okay. So first I have to make the list of these buttons. So I will iterate over this data, and whenever iterating over data with this I, basically I is act as a key, one and two. You can see that's one and two. When I'm printing the model class and I with, I will get one and two. So this one and two is the key of the data, and this line join data id means key and class names, and this dot join with comma, with the dot and space basically give me this time means all the values in a string format in the list. It will display me in the complete list form in a string format. Okay, this way. And now this line, basically this line is initialization of the button. Okay, we for that we are using inline keyword button, and which text we want to display on a button. This is this model I key, model class names. This is the class names, cat and dog. And callback data means whenever a user click on the button, what information you want to throw to the Telegram board. Okay, so that will be stored, that information is this one, callback data. One more important thing, that whenever a user click on a button, a query is generated, and this under this query a data is sent. So that particular data is this one, callback data string I. And what we are throwing, I means this unique key one and two, because when we iterate over data, this doesn't start from zero, it start from unique keys one and two. Okay, so after initialization we append this in a button. See, whenever print the button, you can see this is a it has a attributes callback data one, uh, text model one data, and this way second button callback data, uh, callback data 2 text model this one. Okay, now whenever this just is the initialization. Okay, we cannot directly use it to display below below the text of the start easily. For to display that particular buttons below the text of the start command, we have to wrap those whole button into one keyword, and for that we using inline keyword markup buttons. And when we print the keyword, you will get the stuff interface inline keyword marker button, and this is two inline keyword initialization of buttons. Okay, so this is happening here. And after this, after creation initialization and creation of the button, we have to just update the message reply text. And when this message will display, to display the button below this message, we have to use reply markup just to give the reply markup like this one, reply markup. Okay, we can give that. Now this thing, see what I want to say, that whenever the user click on the button, it uh, activate the query, or the query is sent to the Telegram bot. Now to handle this query, we use the we use this callback query handler. And this, whenever the query is activated, this callback query handler get package that get activated, and this package basically activate the button handler function. And this button handle function get activated. You can see that this line is extra, it's does not, we do not want to use it. So here we are passing two parameter and be using both parameters. I already told you that callback context basically, or this contest basically store a specific chat. Now we have to store that model id. Why do we want to store that model id? Because using of that only we can easily fetch the weight name, class name easily, and during prediction we want that. So we have to store that particular unique id. For that, let me show you. Let me print let me print query first, that what is stored in this query. And then I want to print query dot data, query dot data, what is inside the query dot data. Okay, so let me refresh it, and let me run this whole thing so that I can explain you easily. Let me comment this whole. So I have changed the token id. For that, go to here and click on this, your new Telegram bot will activated. Click on start. See, it's generated two buttons. Now let me select this one. Whenever I select this one, you can see I get the message, two things: callback query, this line, where it is button handler. See what is stored in this query. Make it readable. See what is stored in this query. I already told you, whenever the user click on that particular button, a query is generated. Whenever a query is generated, callback query package get activated. Whenever the query package get activated, it's automatically call the button handler function. Inside the button handler function, first line is this query update callback query. Here we are fetching all the details related to the button. So this is the detail of related to the button. When the user click on this button, which user click on this button, on which time it's click on button, all the buttons details. See this details of the buttons. Okay, now I have told you, it's up to you that which data you want to send whenever a user click on this button. It's up to you. So for that we have used callback data string id, and we are passing just id, unique id in a string format. You can see that here data is a one attribute, and it's storing one, and we want that in a string form, int format. So that's why how we are fetching it to data attribute. We will get the value and we have to convert it into int format. So we are easily convert that into int format. Now here we are using the context. I already told you that context is to store the specific chat. Okay, so we have to store that model id so that we can easily use that model id in the other functions. Okay, so context dot user data. In context, in user data we have a selected data. We can have a selected model key. In that key we are storing model id. Now after getting the model id, we have to easily get the model name, this weight name. Okay, after getting this model name, weight name, we have to just we have to just give the reply of that. Click on this button. Okay, after which message we have to display. For that we have to use this query dot edit dot message dot text, and just display this message and paste mode markdown. Okay, so whenever I click on this button, I get this type of interface. Let me show you this. Start, I want to display. Now I have selected this one. So it's giving me model selected this one. Now send a image for classification. So this way it's working. Okay, see this. Now data is 2 because I have selected second model. In second model ID, unique ID is 2. That's why it's our data is 2 here. So this way our Telegram bot is working. Now we have to create the help command. Help command give me that which button is we are using, how many buttons are related to, how many buttons, not me, how many commands are there in particular Telegram bot. So update, callback context, update dot reply, just reply that you start to select the model before updating image. Now the main thing is that whenever a user send the photo in a Telegram board, uh, what how the classification has to be performed. So for that we are using message handle package. Okay, now just filter photo, well means only at that time you have to activate this handle function, only at that time when a photo is sent to the sent by the user in a Telegram bot. So handle photo function get activated. So this function get activated. See, we have already we are using update context. Here we are using context to get the model ID. Okay, because in this button handle function we have stored model ID in context.user data in selected model. Now see that. Let me run this. Let me run this. Okay, so without selection of the model, if I will paste the button, I will send the photo of the dog. It will display me error. Wait, see, it's showing me error. Please select a model first using start. Okay, so we have to use this. Okay, it will first display me. It will go to context or user data. If selected model attribute is not there, it will show me this message. Now after this we have to fetch the model ID because we have already stored the model ID in this selected model dictionary. So we will use context or user data selected model. We get the model ID. Then whole data means whole data related to that particular ID means this data we are stored in this model data variable. Now this line, whenever a user send a photo in a Telegram bot, its Telegram bot itself generate a multiple images of different resolution of particular image. So in that it will first select the highest resolution image among them using this updated message.photo. Now after selection it will use this cat file function. Basically is fetch the file from the server. Now after fetching the file from the server, it will first download the image from the server. Now after downloading the image from the server, we'll convert that image into a bytes. Now after converting the image into a bytes, we will first open that image. Now after opening the image, we will then convert that image into the RBG. So this whole steps are working step by step. Let me explain one more time. Whenever a user send a photo in a Telegram bot generate different resolution image. Among them, it will first select the higher resolution image using this line. Now, after selecting the high resolution image, it will first fetch the file from the server using this function. After fetching the file from the server, it will then first download the image. After downloading the image, it will convert the image into bytes. After conversion of image, it will then open that image. After opening that image, it will then convert it into the RPG. Now, why we are converting the image into RBG? Because the model which we are using here, it's usually input shape channel is 3. So it might be possible that users send a grayscale image, so we have to convert that into the RBG for that purpose only. So after conversion, then we have to pass that in a classifier function in image and then model data and the weights. So the ultimately compilable went here from where the classifier function come, model folder. It will go to model folder. After going to the model folder, it will go to this init file because I have make it short. Now see, this is extra. Okay, it's not used. So in model I have already created this file, init.py file. In this, I already imported the classifier from where I have uploaded it, from dot classifier folder. Means whenever you want to upload something from the folder, you have to use dot classification inside the init file dot classification folder, and it has a classifier, you can say Python file. Inside the Python file you have a classifier function, so here we are importing it. So this is classifier, go to classifier function, and here we are importing it, classifier function. Now you can see that I have used all these are the more libraries, but you can see this. What is the in torch vision, the we you have to make sure that you have to give the architecture of the model also. So for that, where I am importing it, I am importing it from CNN. So this is the whole architecture of the CNN model on which our weight file trained on. Okay, so this is the architecture of the model. We have a classes according to that only. See that this is a model, this is the architecture of the model. Okay, after, so let me the class compilable right here. First we have to create the object of the model, means we have to create the architecture of the model. After creating the architecture of the model, we have to load the weight. So for loading the weight, we use os.path join os.path direct name, two dots, weights, and just use the weights file which we want. And the weights file which is here is cat and dog or flower pth. Okay, now after loading the file, we have to use torch.load weight bath map location cpu. What is the use of this map location cpu? Because right now I'm not using the gpu, I'm using the cpu. For that purpose, I have to load map the location to cpu. Okay, otherwise it will throw the error. Okay, so now this line will load the weights to the architecture. So here when I have created the model, just the empty architecture is there, no weights is there. Now this line will load the weights into inside that. Now evaluation, now means now the model is in evaluation mode, not in a training mode. Okay, now we have to pre-process the image, because all the steps which we have performed during training on the images, it has to perform during testing also. So the steps is that just convert the resize the image. You have to make sure that you have to make sure whenever you use the weights file, you have to check that on which image size the particular weights model trained on. Because if you pass the image which is not fixed to the shape of the model architecture, then it will throw the error. Then the conversion of image into tensor, then add this apply this transformation, then return the image. Now after getting the image, unsqueeze, basically you already know that during training we create the batches. During training we pass the image into the batches format. So it's important that during testing time, it's you have to pass one image in a batch format only. So when we use unsqueeze, it's add a batch dimension in it, and its batch dimension value will be 1. Okay, so ultimately we get the dimension of, because we already resized the image, so we get 1. And conversion of image of 2 tensor means it's a dimension from hwc, its conversion to chw. So it will be 3, means channel 1 cross 3 cross 60 by 60, because we have already resized it. So this is a dimension this is a dimension we have to pass during testing time. So after passing the image, we have to use torch.argument output.item. This will give me the index value, because we have two classes in each weight. In each weight file, we have two classes. In first we have a cat and dog. In this flower, we have daisy and dandelion. So we have two classes. So we will get to know that uh, on which index value the highest probability value is present. So argument max give me the index value on which the highest probability score is present. Okay, so after getting this, just on using this prediction index value, I get the label. So to get the score, just use output.0.predict, means the index value, just pass the index value, and 0 basically because we are passing 0 because we are passing only one image. So to get the information of that particular one image, we have to use 0 index value dot item, give me the value of that score. After getting the score, we have to round to 2 value and score multiplied by 100, because the score which is used score until here is in a this way. score in this is here is in this way. 0.9205 means unlimited values will be there, but 0 point start, it start from 0.951 like this value, so we have to multiply with 100 to get the exact 95% value like this. And when we round off it to value, means here we get 95, 95% is like 6. Okay, now we have to convert into into format. Okay, here value will be like this 91. If suppose 95.12 will be there, it will value will be 95.12, means round off to 2 value only. After using the int, its value will be 95 here. Okay, now just we have to pass the label and score, then the compiler will again went to here. Okay, it's cat, its label and its code. Now we have to show this message. So we have to show this message using update.message.apply text prediction confidence model name, you model used, and paste mode. So this way we display the message. Okay, now let me tell you the use of this uh, async and await. Okay, so I want my model, my Telegram bot should work as asynchronous, means handling multiple things at one time only. No blockage will be there. So let me once show you one example of it. Suppose I want to use await here. It's compulsory that you have to make this function async. For that you have to use async keyword. Now what is the use of this await? Basically, whenever I will use this await, means the compilation of this function stop here until and unless the server will give me the file from the uh, server will send the file. Okay, until that time it will stop the execution of this function, only this function. Okay, during this time, if the user types slash start slash help, it will respond to that message. Okay, but I suppose I will not use await here, and during fetching the file from the server will not respond, or something happened during this time. And during this time, if the user types slash help or slash help, the board will not respond to those messages, because we have not used await, or we have not made the asynchronous functions. Okay, so that's the use of this await and async. Now let me run this code. Now I will explain, show you how our model is predicting on brain tumor. Let me cross it. Okay, now let me run it again. Type start command. It will show me two buttons. See, cat and dog. Let me select this one. Let me select this one image. Cat. Now let me select another image of dog. Now let me select the image of flowers. This is Daisy, so let me select this one. So let me select this one. This is cool. Clear image. See. That's why I have used this model use. Okay, see this. Why I want to use this message, because see this. I have not changed the model, but it's predicting this image as a kid. So I was shocked by this predicting cat. Now I will see model use cat versus dog. It means the model which I have selected is wrong. So again, I have to write the start command. Now I have to use this Daisy and the dandelion model. Then now let me select this image. See, Daisy. Now let me select one image of dandelion. Let me select this one. See how it's working. Okay, so this way it's working. Okay, so I already explained each everything line by line and clear way. See, one thing that this run pooling is important thing, that it's make sure to respond new message on a Telegram bot. If I will comment this and does not use this line and just start the execution, your Telegram bot will not respond even a single message which you will send. So to sort of want, so if you want that to respond to a message which your user sent it, you have to make sure that this app.run pooling will be there. Okay, this line will be there. So please, I already explained you each and everything. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all.